Hello and welcome back to Wildsun Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I was playing. I'm watching people make wonderful things. I mean, recent videos and also a lot of, like 3, 4, 7-year-old videos are showing up on my YouTube feed. So I'm watching all kinds of people do all kinds of things. And I wanted to show you this thing. Okay, so you know that I've been embroidering, right? And then copying these on paper, which is fun. And I was copying them on white paper. And then I have this, I bought this paper on Amazon. It's like kind of faux inked paper, or coffee stained paper. I don't know. I mean, it's printed this way. It's not actually coffee stained. So I printed this onto all of these kind of fake aged papers, and that was very fun. But they weren't coming out very well. The ink on my printer was leaving these big gaps in the printing. So I did today go down and get more ink. But I was looking at this paper. Can you see under here there's sort of this reddish version? Yeah, the color, the ink on him, it's not working very well. So anyway, there was a little color left over, I guess. I printed it in all color rather than in black, hoping that some of the other colors would, yeah, and it just came out sort of pinkishly. So anyway, I was going to throw away these papers, and then I thought, oh, what if I made tags out of these papers? So I've been doing that and making little paper cuts and using up some scraps of, I don't know, gold tin foil and scrapbooking paper and stuff like that. And then I also took some of these printed papers and I tore out little rectangles of the paper that had printed and even that had only partially printed. See that little kind of clear stripe in there? Oops. But anyway, I think these are kind of fun. I mean, it's just texture on the plate. So here's another one. This is some crumpled, this black here is deli paper that I crumpled and then put on my jelly plate, and it comes out kind of in a strange pattern. So that was fun. This orange strip was acrylic painted paper that I cut up to make artist trading cards, and I had just a little sliver left over. These black patterns were in this paper cut. Do you see the curl and the points and the curl and the points? So this is the positive and the negative of that, and I just unfolded them and I thought, oh, that's sort of intriguing visually. Some more tin foil, and then I did a diamond-shaped paper cut. That was fun. And all over this paper, this sort of fake aged paper, that did print and that did not print. But it makes kind of a fun card, I thought. I'm really struggling with, this is just paperweight paper. And I'm struggling with putting some sort of a back on it. I think of tags as being sort of strong and sturdy. And this one isn't, because it's just paper. But I like it, so I don't know. I mean, in the middle where all the gluing and the patterns are, that's a little stronger, and certainly where this acrylic paper is. But you know, it'd be nice to write on that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, it's all for this book that I made. This is cardstock cover, and I reinforced the corners with a little paper cut thingamajig. And I also reinforced the cover by putting a pocket in here. It's not a great idea on those paper cuts to give them too much action, but and adding little things, and it makes the cover a little bit stronger, which is great. And then I got a bunch of yellow and sort of kind of yellow, and I've been making, let's see if I can show this to you. So this is a paper cut on top, and this gray, there's a little piece of lace right there that I stapled onto the backing. And these are, I think they were originally blue stitches, but I copied them in black and white because my blue wasn't working. And then I just tore out that little strip. Sorry, I'm yawning. And this paper right here is parchment paper you can get at the grocery store, and I crumpled it all up. And so if I back up from the light a little bit, I hope you can see those wrinkles there. And then the paper cut on top, I told you that. And right here is a pocket. So I'm making tags that can go in all the pockets in this book. So this is various scrapbooking papers. And this here is the crinkled parchment paper on top of a piece of yellow tag, yellow card underneath. And then gold origami paper cut. This was so interesting. I was making some paper chains, and in my downstairs studio I have a whole bunch, like, I don't know, 30 paper chains. And I had them numbered for, I wanted to write a book about paper chains. I still might. And this was paper chain number 17, and I brought it upstairs so I could work on it upstairs in my upstairs studio. And that was on the 17th of September. So 17 was my big number for the day. Here's some more photocopied embroidery, and I stapled them onto the yellow paper with some lace and other papers. Here's another pocket. So I'm going to be using this book as an encouragement book for me. I really like this. Let's see what you're seeing. Can you see that this is gold? This paper cut is gold origami paper, but this behind it is deli paper that was crumpled and then pressed into a jelly plate that had, I think it's bronze or copper paint. So I'm hoping you can see the little shimmer that the copper paint is giving off. It's really fun to look at. And some more, another pocket. Lots of pages, lots more little collages. That's not a pocket. This is an off-size book. Let me see if I can find what I did with my... Here it is. Well, this is a total messy desk day. Try not to say bad things about me. Okay, this is like 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. Yeah, it's a really oddly sized book. So I was just mixing and matching just spare bits of paper together, back to front and front to back. See how that would work. Here's more of that copper. There, I think you're getting a flash. The copper deli paper. And I like that with the black paper cut. The contrast in value, is it? Really makes it quite visible to the eye. Quite remarkable. So I'll write in the places where obviously I can. I might even be able to write, you know, on some of the papers that are light enough. This might be harder, so that might be more of, I think I've talked about this before. Sometimes it's fun to make a book that's a lookbook, and sometimes it's fun to, you know, lookbook, like you put cute things in it. And sometimes it's nice to have a journal for actual writing. This little medallion thing, this is a black and white copy of pale blue embroidery in a circle. And so I tore that out and put a yellow paper cut and then some lace and then this gold paper cut. And I just stacked them all up. I think this is a pocket, yeah. So, yeah. This is some reddishy, bluishy deli paper. There's the blue part is from a stencil. So, yeah, so this is the book that it's all for. And the back has these little cutesy cutouts and a pocket right here. But I thought it would be fun for you to come along a little bit. Let me see if I can change my light just without smashing the phone, dear. So this is badly printed embroidery, the little extra paper. I was kind of wondering if I wanted to add more. Yeah, I think I do. But you know what we can do is do a little inking. Then we'll glue this. I just refilled my bottle, and when this just Elmer's in here, when the bottle gets low, I have to squeeze really hard on the bottle to get the glue out. And I just refilled it. I wanted to squeeze really hard, but that was going to make a mess. All right. Sorry, I want to keep all these pieces together. Now, I will see. I love this bottle. This is why I have this bottle. I have regular glue, but it's in the fancy art glitter glue bottle. It's big enough so that I don't have to keep adding glue. I only add glue, I don't know, Depends how busy I'm being in my studio with paper. But, you know, I have a lot of days of glue in here before I have to fill it up. And it's just really comfortable. I don't have to squeeze very hard. And with those little bottles with needle nose tips, I was having to squeeze really hard and it was hurting a little bit. I want it like that or like that. Now I can't remember. I'll put it in like that. This is more of the parchment paper, and it doesn't catch the glue, so it lets me sort of rub the paper, make sure all the parts are down. So there is another tag. I sort of think this needs something more, but I don't know what that more is, so I'll move on. I really want to do this one. Sorry, messy desk day. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do is I inked around the edge of this one, another one of these faux olden papers. I can't really remember where I had this, but we'll pretend that that's where I had it. These are two little snippets of red paint on deli paper. And I think this is going diamond. Let's put it over there. So I hope you're all doing very well. We seem like we fell into autumn like in 2 days. All of a sudden the trees are really seriously beginning to change color. Although I have to say, not a lot of red colors yet. Their trees seem to all be going into just yellows, which is fine. They can do that. I'm reading The Secret Life of Trees. Actually, I'm having it read to me on Audible. And it's in the author's voice, which is enchanting. It's a professor from, I don't know, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, somewhere in Europe. And he's a tree, not biologist, I don't know, whatever. And he and his students oversee a great forest, either in Sweden or Denmark or wherever he is from, or in Germany. Anyway, he knows everything there is to know about trees, and it turns out that trees are kind of, you know how they're like people. They're like people. They have a culture. They have ways of communicating with each other, which is absolutely like language because they talk about a lot of different things. It just doesn't sound anything like English or Russian or Spanish or something. It sounds like tree. And it isn't always sound-based either. Sometimes it's chemical-based, like they put out chemicals through their roots that mean this thing or that thing, or they put out smells through their leaves, which the wind carries to the next trees, which means this thing or that thing. So it's communication, but it's not really language the way humans think of language. So trees are people, and they have this whole world of, oh, it's so intriguing. I want to finish the book, because I'm sure I'm sounding a little ridiculous, but I was watching all those movies about aliens and how they're people. They just might not look like us, and or sound like us, or speak like us. And, you know, so here we're living with another life form, trees, and they live their lives in the hundreds of years. You know, most trees, it sounds like, get to be about 200 before they come of age. And some trees, like oaks, you know, get to be 1,000 or whatever before they come of age. Yeah, so it's a slower life. It's a longer life. It's a slower life. But it's their life. And here we are, living on this planet with another kind of people. Can you imagine what they think about us? Who even knows? Anyway, it's a really fun book. And I don't know if you enjoy this kind of philosophical thinking. Now look at these big stripes. But I really, truly, deeply enjoy thinking about things like trees are people too. I love the trees on my property. They sort of ring the lawn. They surround my house, and I say good morning to them in the morning, and they have all these, you know, events that happen in their lives. The crows come screeching out at each other and darting in and out of the trees, and the robins. We've had so many robins. My friend Amy told me that they are traveling south. Now, what if all I did was ink the bottom? Except this is sort of white too. That's pretty good. There's this. How are we doing for time? Well, I think it's time for me to move on to something else. You know, it might be fun is putting bling there, except these are such soft colors. Maybe bling would be overdoing it. So, is that everything I have? Yeah, except for, you know, the ones I haven't glued down yet. So, this is what I'm doing today, and I just thought they were turning out sort of nicely, and they might be pretty for you to look at. So this is my handful of blessing wishes. I wish you many blessings in your life, in the changing of seasons, or if it's a different season when you end up watching this video, whenever it is. I wish you, you know what? I wish you lovely conversations with the trees where you live. And with the art on your table. So have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye.